Would you share with us what a mobile detailer, one man, one truck is capable of making in a year?
I make around 100 grand a year. I know some guys that make more. I know some guys that make less. But in my area alone, being in a small town, I make around six figures.
And for people that don't know where you live, you are in a small town. LaGrange, Georgia is not, it's not a booming metropolis. There's not a tremendous amount of overhead, is there? Like, what do you need to get started?
So you really only need around $500 to get started. You need your vacuum, your interior tools, exterior tools, and then some all-purpose cleaner, some microfiber towels, and then you're good to go.
All right, guys. So today I've got a special guest. I've got Lane with me. He is in the mobile detailing industry. So why don't you tell me how you got started and what inspired you to pursue this line of work?
Before doing this, I was an electrical apprentice and just seeing the videos and watching the before and afters and seeing the kind of money we can make.
And so you had no previous experience. You saw the opportunity to make some money, to work for yourself. You were an apprentice for an electrical company,
No,
and you decided that you wanted to go out on your own. So, how long have you been in business and how are things going?
I've been in business roughly 6 years and things are going pretty good. I just started off on window tinting on top of detailing. It's going pretty good.
What other services? What are your most common services?
Most of our services are full details, paint corrections, and coatings.
All right. So, the full detail, obviously, most people that are watching this understand what we're talking about. It's just you get everything right from the interior to the exterior, but it's the specialty things, the add-on services that are probably a little bit more. There's more profit in the ceramic coatings and the paint corrections. So, walk me through what the paint correction looks like.
So what we do is we wash the vehicle, we clay bar it, we decontaminate it, and from there we'll put it into the shop and dry it off, wipe it down with alcohol, and then we take a buffer, 5-inch pad and compound, and we get the paint perfect. After that, we'll clean it again with alcohol, and then we'll put the coating on and let it cure for 24 hours, and that's either 3, 5, or 8-year coating.
And so, what's the upcharge on something like that?
So the 3-year coatings start out at 1,000. So it goes 1,000, 1,300, and 1,500. With that, you get your first free wash, and then we maintain the coating for years to come. So there's a maintenance customer per ceramic coating that we do.
Gotcha. And do they get charged for each wash after that?
Yep, it's typically around 100, 150 per maintenance wash after that, and I recommend every 2, 3, 4 weeks getting a wash. So there's the opportunity to make a bunch of maintenance client money, easy
Yeah,
money.
that's a great thing. I love that. That consistent business keeps you going,
Yeah.
and keeps you busy throughout the year. So, how many customers currently do you think you have?
Maintenance or just total?
Yeah, total maintenance. I mean, obviously the recurring customers are great, but just overall, over the past 5 years, you've got probably a pretty big list of customers, right?
Over the past 5, 6 years, hundreds.
Gotcha. How are you keeping
Yes.
up with all of your contacts?
Just my contact info and my phone and QuickBooks.
Have you thought about using any kind of CRM, customer relationship management, anything like that yet? Because I do have quote IQ. We've got it for every service based industry. So something. So how do you stay up to date with the latest products and techniques in the mobile detailing industry? And then what are you doing to like continually improve your business and how you go about operating on a daily basis? I know you said you watch a lot of YouTube. Is that your main source?
Yeah, YouTube is the main source. Instagram, not so much, and Facebook, not so much. But YouTube is a big kind of information quarry for learning new things.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you and you said Facebook not so much, and I kind of agree with you. There's a lot of these groups where, you go in and you give your opinion or you ask some questions and people
Yeah,
just shit on you. It's
yeah.
not a great place to be. So, what are some of the biggest challenges that you face as a mobile detailer just on the daily? Is it customer acquisition? Is it finding help? What's the biggest obstacle that you face?
The biggest obstacle is the weather. Down in Georgia, I'm sure you know, being in
Yeah.
Savannah, it can say 0% chance of rain in the morning, and by the end there's a thunderstorm or a tornado.
So you do mobile, you do, and you've also got a shop. This is in your shop. I see you've got a bunch of lighting set up. So, you're doing your color corrections, you're doing your polishing and your waxing. Tell me some of the advantages of working inside versus outside other than the weather.
So the main advantage is you don't have to deal with people, especially being in the public. You got to deal with people walking around your stuff. And say it does rain, you're in a shop versus being out in the sun, especially doing paint corrections. It's easy to burn through. when you're out in the sun versus in a shop. It's more of a controlled area. Nothing's gonna fly on the car. Nothing's gonna land on it. Bugs, insects.
Gotcha. So obviously you prefer doing it in the shop. How many? What percentage do you think is in shop versus at the customer's location? I get my cars done, and I'm not going to take it somewhere. I want them to
The-
come to me. So what's the percentage there?
It's about 60% mobile and 40% shop.
Gotcha. And do you have any employees with you, or is it just you?
Not currently.
Do you have aspirations of scaling, managing, as opposed to actually out here, doing the work every day?
Yeah, so I actually own a pressure washing business as well as
Nice.
detailing. The pressure washing's about a year old, so eventually, whenever I get my shop built, I'll probably move over and build the pressure washing up a bit, and then go back to detailing or flip back and forth between the two. Right now, we have a pressure washing contract making around 100,000 a year just from this one contract.
From a profit standpoint, which is better? Take you out of the equation, and it's just dollars and cents, not monotony or what you enjoy doing more. Which is the more profitable business?
I probably have to go with detailing because once you
Really?
get into coatings and PPF and vinyl and corrections, PPF installation can make 5, 6, 7 grand off of one installation.
Well, that's awesome. It's those upsells that are great in any business. How do you deal with difficult customers? Obviously, you're talking to people, you're in front of people, you're dealing with one of their prized possessions, their vehicle, and if they're paying somebody to come and maintain that for them, then they probably really have an attachment to it, both financially and maybe a little bit emotionally. So, what do you do when somebody is not happy with the work?
You really just have to slow it down and keep everything level. Try to find the middle ground to make the customer happy.
Okay, so on my channel, I talk about marketing and I talk about sales quite a bit. What have you found is one of the most successful methods, marketing strategies that has helped you gain more business, either in your pressure washing or in your mobile detailing business?
So we use, well, not so much in pressure washing, but the Google business listing and Facebook. I know some people say Facebook doesn't really work, but being in a small town, it's done me good for Facebook ads and the Google business page.
Are you running paid advertisement on Facebook and Google, or are you just doing organic free advertising?
I'm doing a little bit of both.
Yeah, that's the way to go. So, what advice would you give to somebody who is interested in starting their own mobile detailing business? And what do you think are some of the most important qualities for the success in this industry?
The one piece of advice I give is you just have to start. Can't sit waiting and waiting and waiting to start the business because, 6 months later, you're still going to be waiting. So get out there, start with friends and family's vehicles so that if you mess up, it's not on a stranger's car. You really just have to be patient. I've been at it for 6 years, and around 2 years ago is where I got comfortable making what I wanted to make versus having a regular job. So you really have to be comfortable and have to be able to, I guess, get through the hard times of not making what you want to make.
So, kind of talking to that point, how long was it before you really understood the value that you provide and you started to charge accordingly? I know when I started, I was not as confident in my pricing. And sometimes I think I undercut what the market would bear. Did you ever run into that early on, not charging what you are charging now or not charging what you think you should have charged?
So the first couple years, it wasn't full details. It was just like a wash and a wax or wash and a vacuum. Around 3.5 years in, it's when the full details started kicking up. That's when I started charging what I was worth because you spend 7, 8 hours on a vehicle. You don't want to be charging $15 an hour to clean it.
Yeah, that is awesome. And best of luck to you. I love the fact that you see the value in obviously what you're doing and the service that you're providing. You're charging accordingly, as well as adding all those upsells, finding little niches within the industry that you can add on and really increase that average ticket price. Those are the things that set, a guy that washes a car and vacuums it out and the guy that is doing what you're doing. So thanks again, and we appreciate it. Best of luck, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thank you.